Hello, everyone. So, as some of you might have known, I've been for the past 2 weeks trying to do a project in Unity. The goal of the project is just to see if I like the engine, if I could try to pursue interest in game development. So, this is mostly a learning experience, meaning that the project is supposed to be very simple. Uh, I'm expecting to spend around two weeks at max on this after what I've done, and I'm ready to show what it is because the prototype is kind of done honestly. So what you're going to see is pretty much a prototype. So there's going to be very it's not going to look great. Like there's going to be primitive meshes and stuff like that, but it will be functional enough to give you an idea of what the game is and how it works. And for now, what I'll do is I'll just play it, and I think some of you might recognize what it is. Yes, it is a clone of a minigame in Bug Fable called Might Knight. That's what the project is. In fact, this level, well, I put the parameters quite permissive, but everything is random. Everything is random. In fact, if I tweak up the parameter a little bit, I can give more room. Yeah, we need more room. I can decide their sizes. And now we should give it a little more interesting layout. There we go. Okay. And then if I keep going, it's going to be random every time. And there we go. And these enemies do have AI. Like they move. They when they idle, they just move around in random direction. And when you get close to it, they actually come to you. You can attack them. You saw there was a very basic animation. Let me show you. They're a bit too permissive though. These are the kind of stuff that I might have to tweak. I did put a particle effect when they die though. I had time to do this. Uh, and as to why I'm doing this, I don't want to replicate the same theme as Night Knight because that will be boring. So the theme of this game is mostly going to be I want to feel like a computer stuff. In fact, the project I call it HexKnight, and I'm probably going to stick this name because it's been doing well so far. So I want stuff like chips and motherboard traces or stuff like that. So I put a particle effect where you see zeros and one flying everywhere. I quite like it how it turned out. Oh, by the way, this exit does work. Like if I put three enemies, yeah. Okay, that sphere, that orange sphere is supposed to be the unlocker. Like I said, I didn't have time to have much on it, but it does work. Also, I need to make this transition better, but it does load the level, as you can see. Um, Now this is only the scene that I'm using for testing, but actually I have another one because I want to be able to quickly test and tweak the parameters right there in the inspector so that it's quicker and stuff. But I actually have this scene right here, which has a game manager that allows you to load multiple level with different parameters. So you can do what Might Knight does, where the level gets bigger every floor, and I have a predetermined amount of them. Because if I have time, I want to do stuff like other modes and stuff once the game is quite good. I have had ideas. I don't know if I'll have time to do them, but if I do, I will implement them. Uh, as for oh, by the way, there is an HP system. It's just you don't see them. But if you die for now, just nothing happens. The game soft locks. Uh, like I said, this is very prototypey, but it does work, which is quite nice. If you're curious about what code does it require to do this, the main part is the generator, because the generator, there's a lot of stuff to keep track on. This generator took a while to do. In fact, it probably took an entire week, because there's a lot of complicated stuff that hurts my brain. The reason is because you have to think in terms of the tiles array and how you arrange them and what you decide these tiles to be. And you have to have some randomness on it, but you have to get the randomness just right. It's complicated. So I had to spend a lot of time on this. And then I had to spend mostly a lot of time of, well, player input. For now, it only supports the keyboard. I should have time to add support for controllers because that would be nice. And I want to learn Unity's new input system. Uh, but it does support attacking, going forward, backward, and strafing. I didn't put shield yet because I didn't really know how to show it. And to be honest, it's such a simple feature that adding it is not really necessary in the prototype, but whatever. Uh, and then you have to manage all the stuff with attacking and getting damage. For now, I only have this enemy, but I do plan to add more enemy types than Might 9. Might 9 only had a turret type, which was the wizard, and the one that I'm doing, which is just a basic AI that just gets near you when you get close and just deal 1 damage. But I've had other ideas. I don't necessarily know how they will look, though. This is stuff to be determined. But for now, I'm quite happy with what I have. I This has been pretty nice to do, and now will come the fun part where I have the basic mechanic implemented, but now I want to make the game look nice because I have plans. Like I had ideas for the skybox and how I will do the texture, but I'm aiming for a kind of dark, um, kind of cyberspace looking environment, basically. That's why you saw the zeros around being green and stuff. It's because since I'm aiming to have a kind of dark environment, they're supposed to contrast well. So stuff like that. Um, I'll see what I can do with how to make the game look nice. But for now, that's all I have. I will have to do UIs and stuff, but yeah. So that's my project. It's a Might Not clone. Some of you might not necessarily be surprised at this because some people know that I really love Might Knight. But if you're curious how it happened, during beta, Gino. No, it's not. Okay, it's more that I kind of threw the idea around because I was learning Unity, and I was like, that Might Knight could be a simple game to do Unity, and Gino was like, that could be an interesting learning experience. So he kind of gave me the idea, and I was hesitant because I did check the code of Might Knight, so I knew that there was stuff like um, rooms and corridor generation. I knew that. I just didn't, but I realized that I didn't know the detail. Also, this guy will kill me, but that's fine. I didn't know the details of how it worked. In fact, I'm pretty sure my room and corridor generation is very different. But I realized since I didn't know the detail, yeah, as you can see, I didn't manage game over at all, like prototype stuff. But it does destroy. So since I didn't know the detail, I was like, well, I could just not look at the code and try to learn as I go along. And that's exactly what I did. I basically so this entire figuring out how to generate the rooms and the corridors and how to make it scalable so that I can tweak the parameters. Like I can basically, like, if you want to see something nice, let's put a 50 by 50 with 20 enemies in small rooms. Woo! Okay, there's not enough room. Okay, if I put, say, that now there's going to be a lot of room. Oh yeah. So you can get, so this is scalable. Like you can get pretty interesting layout. These rooms are small because I told them to be, but I might as well have told to have bigger range of room generation and stuff like that. But yeah. So Gino gave me the idea, and I was hesitant at first, but then I realized I don't necessarily know the details, so I could still learn stuff. And then I decided to do it. So yeah, I've actually been keeping Gino updated on my progress because they were interested on this. But yeah, this is really HexKnight, the project I'm working on. I hope you're looking forward to it. I do plan, by the way, to distribute this on itch.io because from what I understand, it's very simple to publish your game there, and I I'm probably going to link the source code too. I don't really care about it. It's just a project to learn, and it can be fun to have my code archive somewhere. For now, it's a private repository. Uh, in fact, I'm probably going to keep it private because I don't necessarily want to have stuff like issue requests or whatever. But yeah, so I hope you enjoy a preview at this project, and I'll probably post other update as I go along since now I can actually talk about this. But yeah, it's been fun so far. I've been enjoying myself.